Now when you're red fishing here on the Big Bend in Florida, the West Coast, or pretty much anywhere in the southeast part of the United States where redfish are prevalent, different baits. I know mud minnows are a big one for us for live baits, but pinfish are probably your most prevalent. You get a lot of white bait and everything down towards South Florida, and people cast net that. And you can also cast net pinfish and everything, but we're going to talk about trapping them here in a minute. But for just a single fish, if you're just red fishing and don't want to carry a net or a trap or anything, all you need is a pack of hooks about like this. These are size 13 mustads. They're a long shank, little tiny hook. A couple shrimp, you know, frozen or fresh like these. But what I suggest, if you get fresh, leave a few out here in the sun and let them harden up a little bit, and they'll stay on the hook a little bit better. And normally where you're fishing, there's going to be tons of bait fish right there, and this size hook will catch them. Makes it simple, easy. You're not taking too much from the environment that way, just the amount you're using. A lot of times you can overbait and have a ton of fish in your boat, and at the end of the day, you ended up throwing more bait out than what you needed for that day. So this is just a way to be a little bit more environmentally friendly if you just need a couple to catch a couple fish. On my guided fishing trips, I have 2 clients in a boat, and the fishing's not bad. It just takes me about 3 pinfish to catch our limit of redfish. So it's real easily done like this, and for basically about $1, you could fish all year long or 2 years with this amount of hooks. And it's just as easy as tying it on a spare rod in a boat. There's my little hook. And what I do, take shrimp, peel the head off, and the segments on a shrimp body are about as much as you want to put on a hook. So you just take the shell and you want to peel that off to expose just the soft meaty part. Now there's synthetic stuff you can also use, like fish bites or a little piece of gulp or something like that. Only bad thing I found with gulp, if you forget and leave it on the hook, it's going to dry up and that hook's pretty much trash. You're going to have to cut that off. So live shrimp work pretty well, or just fresh shrimp. And I just pop a little piece off like that. I'm going to thread it right through on the hook, making sure that point's coming out just like this. And if you're in a prominent spot of redfish, there's probably pinfish around, and we'll see how fast I can catch one. Get me untangled here. It's my $500 G Loomis pinfish pole. All right, just that quick and easy. And now I have a live bait. Now, we're talking about using live bait for redfish. This one is a little bit bigger. If you have a live well, you can save them, or what I can do is make 2 baits out of it. On this particular day, we're in the middle of July, it's hot as can be, and a live bait works very well, but also if you modify the bait, and I'm gonna cut it in half and chunk it. And that's gonna let out a little more scent in the water. So, you know, live bait's as easy as that. You can sit here and actually get them chummed up a little bit and almost pick out the ones you want. Ideally for redfish, one that's about 3 inches long like this works really well. And there's plenty of them around, but we're gonna use 2 baits with this one fish. And a lot of times, just as with shrimp and as with pinfish, all the weight's in their head. So when I hook a shrimp, I'm going to tail hook them just like this, and the weight forward, they'll throw a lot further. On a pinfish, what I'm going to do, so weight forward, I'm going to hook him just behind the head, right behind one of his spines there, so he's really thoroughly hooked on. So we're fishing a lot of heavy cover in the mangroves, and we need to get that bait up underneath it. So this is just going to shoot back in there, and hopefully we'll get Jack over here a nice redfish. Let's see.
My turn?
Your turn. We're going to have to get him out of there. He's strong enough. Get this angle here.
Can I hold it?
Not yet. Just be cool.